weakness, filters on the faces, pretty only goes so far. What's with all the hatred, judging on the daily, slowly tearing us apart? Why can't we just hold up? Is it too much to just show love? We all try our hardest, ain't nobody flawless. Honestly, I've had enough. We could tear all the walls down, turn this place to a ghost town. What you see is what you get now. Yeah, we all bleed the same. All these voices are so loud, we can drown all the noise out. What you see is what you get.
This is the impact back. Let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Let go. Let go, watching you, watching you, turn your back like you always do, turn your back like you always do. Back, go, back, turn back, go, back, always go, back, watch, back, go, back, face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
Pop this out. And we are back with some K7 action tonight. My name is Clay. I am accompanied by my fellow co-caster, Graf. How you doing tonight, Graf?
Doing great. Super excited. We got a double header on the docket, so lots of action this week in the K7. Super excited to see that because, you know, I've been looking to scratch this Call of Duty itch.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you know, we got two teams. You know, it should be a good matchup tonight. I feel like maybe not a blowout like we haven't seen in our past couple. It's going to be eVasive Prime going up against Cryvor Subzero, and both of these teams pretty evenly matched. I mean, you see the seeding, number 7 taking on number 5 tonight, the season record. You know, Cryvor has that edge, but if you look at the map records, I mean, it's pretty even across the board there.
Yeah, really nice and even. I mean, it's going to be, to me, all down to, you know, Subzero look like they've been the better team a little bit so far early in this season, especially the searches and the overloads could be, you know, indicative of that. You know, that's the main place I think they've got that advantage, but it's going to be hard to see as eVasive Prime. We look at their starting roster: Daxter, Freeze, Lucio, and Ox. I mean, that's a very strong four.
Yeah, and it looks like I just got word. Apparently Naps is playing for Ox tonight, so Naps also another great player. I've, you know, watched him play with him as well in the past, so definitely a good fill-in coming in here. And I feel like Caxter for this team has been that guy in the slaying department. We'll see if he's able to turn up tonight because you're playing against a great Cryvor Subzero team tonight. It's going to be Red, Exploit, Wobbless, and Mast rounding out the roster for the Subzero. I don't think we've gotten a chance to watch them on the main stage, so I'm curious what they're going to be bringing to the table tonight.
Yeah, really excited to see what we've got. I mean, as far as the maps are concerned, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. I mean, I'm less than enthralled with the map set, I'll be honest. I mean, it's a good map set, you know, to find the better team, and I think that's going to be very evident right off the rip with Colossus. I mean, we've seen Colossus sort of end up being one of the standard hardpoints, despite being, only in there now for the hardpoint. I think realistically, even before, no one played Colossus Search really. So,
No.
I mean, so good to see it be that sort of heat check search, similar to the Vault from 6, for example.
Yeah, it's kind of just the square map, and we'll see that first, and then, well, brace yourselves, because, I mean, we got the gauntlet, like you said, triple scar in a row. It's not exactly ideal for it's not ideal to see any map 3 times in a row, but especially I feel like Scar in this game type, or in this Black Ops 7, I guess in particular, it's just not my favorite to watch, but we'll see if they'll make it entertaining for us at the very least. We'll start off with that search, head to the overload as well, so, I mean, it could be one of those things where, we go the distance. We might be seeing all 5 maps here with these teams so closely matched, we might end up having to decide things on that raid.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams have had some pretty tough early schedules, and I think both of them are still, pretty easily looking in towards a playoff slot, so that's going to be really impactful here tonight to find this win, especially if you're eVasive Prime. So really excited to see how this one goes. Do believe we are all in the lobby. That's just going to take them only a moment or two longer before we get things kicked off here.
Yeah, it should be just a moment. I'm looking at the stats real quick. I might have misspoke a little bit ago. I was typically, seeing Caxter in the KD department. He's having a great stats, but it's actually been Freeze. I mean, a 1.31 on the season over the course of 14 maps. That's not easy to do over that many maps in a row. So really, I guess he's been really the lead slayer for this roster. And on the flip side, you got Red for this team at 1.22. And I believe he's running the SMG for this roster as well. So not an easy feat either with the sub to be dropping that much in the KD department as well. So, I mean, we'll see who's going to be frying hotter tonight, as this should be an interesting one here. But I guess before we get things started here, let's kick it. Well, actually, no, we are going to be loading on in to the lobby. Apologies. Thought we were going to be waiting a little bit longer, but it looks like we are loading on into the map here. And, I mean, we talk about Colossus being kind of that tone setter of a map here, Graph. I mean, what do you want to see from really either of these teams in this map number 1 here?
I mean, obviously on the P1, it's going to be a lot of that pace. I do want to see, especially the, team spawning out towards luggage, just try to maintain these P2 spawns. It will be, I believe, eVasive Prime here locked in on this P2 side. So maintaining that, really important. But, I mean, you can soak a good amount of time on this P1. We don't see it too often, especially between evenly matched teams, though. So if you can get time here, it is a big way to stand out.
Yeah, so far, eVasive on the board first here. They're going to get a clean wave of kills. Unfortunately, they're not going to be blocking, so Cryvor kind of gifted the spawns here. We'll see how that affects them. Freeze is behind enemy lines, can play spoiler, gets the first one. 3-0 start from him, but has more to find here. Shot in the back from Red, but another clean wave of kills. And so far, Prime off the break. I mean, despite the early flip, they're going to get a lot of time and restabilize their positioning.
Yep, really good situation as Ox does get found there towards the mid. Cryvor Subzero looking to find this re-break on P1. They do that. It's mainly, though, this P2 side that starts to be so important. Wow, one of your players gets spawned all the way out towards Godheady. Mast going to be back late in towards P1. We'll get that player that was late on time, and you get one in through the front door, but still no spawns established. Means eVasive Prime are here to stay. Can they win the slaying battle now becomes the question, as Mast up close on the pistol. Still converts that first one. Great shots to find. And that last player in the back does get one spawner in, though. So eVasive Prime, they're still locked and loaded here looking for this break.
Yeah, but the spawn out does happen from Freeze here, so we'll see if Mast and crew can try and break the spawns. I mean, Mast gets a double, and Red for the third, though, so the spawns are going to flip here despite eVasive. I mean, spawning close here, that's just good teamwork from Cryvor, as they will extend their lead a little bit further with about 25 left to go. And Exploit with a nice little 3K off the spawn kills there. Gets a 4 spree as well, and I mean, that gives them so much space to work with heading toward new.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity, but there is still a couple of players here quick. Right on the doorstep, you have an opportunity to shut them down, but Freeze, really nice second kill. Makes it 3 there total. Huge play from Freeze to get eVasive Prime locked on in early towards this P3. Got to be careful of wobbles on this wrap here. There's a good opportunity up towards BS&D. Does get shut on down. 3 dead in the feed, just like that for eVasive Prime, and they'll find this player. Ooh, maybe not. I thought Freeze had that one, but we'll eventually clean it up regardless. So first wave of spawners down. eVasive Prime, they look to soak.
And Freeze, I mean, on a 6 spree as well. We talked about this guy before the map loaded in, that he's been the top slayer for this roster, showing out big in this map number 1 early here. 6 spree for him, 13 on the board. Can he make it anymore? Can he get this Hellstorm missile? He's pretty close to earning it here, but you're losing a decent amount of P3 time. You got to go, and he's going to get taken care of, so no streak coming through. eVasive, they will hold on to the spawns for now, as it's been a very back and forth P3 hill here, but Cryvor have had the edge on this one so far, but can he break through? Because, I mean, P4, we call it a money hill on this map for a reason.
Yeah, Exploit barely gets out alive and turns on Caxter. That's a huge kill to find. Number 2. Exploit gets spawned single-handedly towards New off of that. Still left to root out a couple of these players, but number 5, Ox, doesn't find the rewrap timing. 1-for-1 trade, not quite good enough. Good recollapse there from eVasive Prime. That could have got really, really dangerous for them, so they settle things there quickly, but it's been a great early map from Exploit and Freeze, one on each side that have really outshone the rest.
Yeah, and so far, eVasive have held down P4 beautifully, honestly, so far. This is really what you want to see. When you rotate early, when you hold the spawns for new, to make sure you're winning the gunfights, the couple initial waves of kills. And so far, I mean, that has allowed eVasive Prime to get right back into the swing of things and even potentially take the lead here as Ox looking for kills toward the statue, able to get 2 before falling. Caxter with the trade, and I mean, a perfect time for you to try and spawn them out, but unfortunately not going to happen. Not enough space in the back there, so it will be Cryvor holding for P1, but with 10 seconds left, I mean, we're back to basically even here.
Yeah, really good opportunity to just reset. I think it was a pretty awkward half out of these sides. Did not go exactly how I had anticipated. A couple of players still haven't really, feels like, fully woken up. Mainly Wobbles has had a really slow start to this one. Nap's a little bit slow, but still not, you know, quite as aggressive potentially. But locked in so far on this P1 is Subzero, and they already get Caxter there dead as well. So just Freeze towards P2, and there you go. You'll flip spawns just like that.
Yeah, Naps, I mean, kind of just blocking the spawns for his team right now because Freeze is absolutely shooting his weapon, but still just about a dead even game. Here we go. P1. 30 seconds left of it, and I mean, we see the nades flying from every which way. Freeze with another double kill, but you got to try and push forward as well. Cryvor, they still have the spawns for new. Freeze gets taken down. Caxter going for a route. Low HP, should get cleaned up here in a moment, and he will, but it's just a flurry of kills toward the point. Wobbles a double before falling, but Naps trying to push forward toward this P2 area to get spawns. Nice little pistol kill he's able to find, but I mean, still, Cryvor in droves, in waves in the back. You got to deal with all of them, and Naps, I mean, just too many members to deal with. Cryvor, they will hold.
Yeah, really good opportunity to start soaking on this P2. Still 50 seconds of it on the board. And that is a lot of time on a map like Colossus. Number 8 on that deep route. Exploit finds that first player, but look at that number 8. Naps all the way in the back. Does pick up 1. Needs a little bit more than that, though. And does immediately get cleared on out. So good readjust there from Cryvor. Subzero should get their spawner in, and they do. So Ox going to get a little bit of a timing there mid onto Exploit. But so far, I mean, this hill has gone great for Cryvor Subzero.
Yeah, 30 points now and counting. We'll see how much more they can rack up here because, I mean, last time around, Exploit just pushed up mid-map, got that 3-piece, and they weren't really able to touch it for the side of eVasive Prime. They just cut their losses and rotated, so we'll see if they can do the same here. And hopefully it's a better P3 hold last time because I feel like Cryvor, you know, despite not rotating to this hill, they broke it pretty early on. It was contested heavily, but I feel like they came out the victors in this one. We'll see if they can do it again. Exploit with the nade on tunnel. Not going to find anything, but he knows one is here. Has his teammates help as well, and there's the first one. You have Caxter in a credit spot in the back, but is he going to get red? He is, but it doesn't matter for Dead and Cryvor. I mean, rinse and repeat. Break P3.
Yeah, huge opportunity. Exploit gets on in through, maintains bottom green. Does go for a wrap a little quick there. I think I maybe would have liked to see them just play bottom green a little bit more, but it's a huge wave on in. And once again, Cryvor Subzero, I mean, they just win the slaying battle. It feels like they do it every time. A little bit of a natural split here. Really awkward to read this one. So you are going to get essentially just completely, completely told by Activision that you are just not holding that.
Yeah, I hate that position if I was Wobbles. I've been in that position before. It's not a fun one to be in. You kind of just got to play your life and do your best to try and, you know, get at least one here. But eVasive do get the last little bit of scrap time here for the moment. Oh, wow. Nice win there on Caxter. So 10 seconds not going your way. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up, especially when the scoreline is looking the way it is. 100 6-point lead now for Cryvor Subzero heading into this P4. And this is where eVasive locked it down last time, but they got to be careful. They're losing some members in the back. Wobbles with 2, Red with another one, and it's going to be a clean flip there. Cryvor, I mean, what a break coming out of them.
Yeah, they're up 100 now. I mean, they're not going to be able to close here, but if they get the rest of this time, they're basically going to be the winners of this one. So you have to find this break if you're eVasive Prime. You cannot afford that deficit getting any larger, but great route from Wobbles. I mean, I called them out early in this map. I said they were a little slow to get into it, and they have really rose to the occasion since then. You could say the same from essentially almost everyone in the lobby. I think only Ox has been a little slower in this second half, but I think that's just mainly Cryvor Subzero just heating up. They are turning and burning right now. I mean, we see Red win that one. That is just illegal.
Yeah, heading into a P1 here. I mean, eVasive will play him the last little bit of time on P4, but yeah, like you said, down over 100 now. It's going to be a tough ask to really get back into this one as another 3 dead. I mean, eVasive, you're not in the best position now to try and break the hill. It is P1, so you can definitely nade it, but trophy systems are online now at this point in the game, so it's going to be difficult regardless. The route from Caxter might work out, though. He's going toward bottom tunnel, but he's just lost his entire roster, and now, I mean, he's stuck in a rock and a hard place. 4 dead yet again, and I mean, one more wave. It's all it's going to take for Cryvor to take the dub.
Yeah, they do have P2 side, but I think that's not going to really help you here. Red gets 1. We see the team trophy kill, unfortunately, roll on through, but feels like not even that'll stop Cryvor Subzero. They get the flip worst case, but best case looks like is reality. They'll find map number 1 here, almost certainly exploit with this last-minute wrap to seal the deal, but you know what they say, we play on for a little bit longer, throw off the timing, 249 to 125 here. I mean, you get over halfway there if you're eVasive Prime, but it felt like after that first set of hills, things went downhill very quickly.
Yeah, it was like dead even, and I don't know what happened with eVasive. Just, I mean, it felt like maybe eVasive, you know, nothing wrong with them, but I feel like Cryvor just turned up in a big way on that second set of hills here, and I mean, it seemed like every single time the hill was about to pop, I mean, Cryvor, they just won all the crucial gunfights in transition and were able to just get a comfortable setup, and we saw, I mean, once they had a setup, it was pretty much night and day difference. It was almost impossible to get them out of the hill.
Yeah, they did a really good job at, you know, it being at least even, if not winning in the slaying for most of that game. And I mean, if you're set up and you're the team that's there, you don't have to outslay that hard and hard point a lot of the time. You're able to just trade and play spawns and get into position with a couple of bonus kills. Those are the only ones you need to really win the game. And I mean, we saw Cryvor do much more than that, don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
they did that especially well, of just maintaining what they were doing properly. Is eVasive Prime, they had a good start, but it felt like they really fell behind as the tempo kept increasing.
Yeah, I felt like just you know, the pressure kept mounting and adding up and adding up and adding up. It just wasn't responded to in time, really, for eVasive Prime. Just weren't able to get a couple of those clutch gunfights they needed, especially on the rotation. Those rotation kills can be everything. So a nice win from Cryvor to start things off here. Looking hot, heading into our map 2, and it's going to be the map 2 Scar to start the Scar Gauntlet here, and we'll see. I mean, if eVasive Prime can lock in this S&D, I feel like, you know, to start the Scar Gauntlet, I feel like it would be nice to start, you know, the first one to get a victory under your belt, to know that you can win on this map, since you have a couple more in a row here, Graf. So, I mean, I'm curious what to see for the side of eVasive Prime in S&D. I know these guys are, you know, good players at Search, but are they going to be, is it going to be enough to really stop the momentum from Cryvor, you think?
It's going to be tough. I mean, at least to me, it looks, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I say this a lot about the new maps. I think you know, it remains to be said here. The big thing with a lot of the new maps coming into the pool is it sort of means teams can't ban what they used to. And for some teams, that was the Colossus. As much as I said it was the standard and the, you know, the bread and butter, I do still think that's the case, but we do see teams that just don't love playing it. So, I mean, a lot of those teams are now banning the gridlock or banning the, you know, the sake, that are just a lot newer and a lot less experienced for them. But it just felt like, to me, it was a bit of a mismatch in the slaying, in just the pure hardpoint fundamentals, it felt like, as well. So, I don't know. You might have to look to Neslo this very aggressively.
We'll see if they're able to do that. So far, a 1-for-1 trade in the store area. Cryvor into 3v3. We'll see if they can find anything else here. Another one's going to be falling. That's going to be Caxter on the back 18. And now Mask pushing up toward the bomb site here. Spots one more toward Market. And, I mean, Red, if you want to, you could definitely push up with your teammates. I know he has the sniper out, but Now it's just going to be Ox, that lone player, but he might have found a route here, a timing. He's behind enemy lines, but he's going to get red. Unfortunate for him, just a little early on that pinch. Maybe if he would have went top there, he could have maybe done some damage, but I mean, just a nice round from Cryvor to start things off.
Yeah, they get things locked and loaded, and I mean, Wobbles, ever since I called him out in map 1, has just not stopped shooting. I mean, that's the really nice thing I always say about map 1 Colossus. You're gonna start slow, but you're not gonna end slow on that map, it feels like. You're gonna be pretty much dialed and ready to go for the rest of the series. I mean, that goes for both of these sides, but especially for the team that wins it, especially with how fast and how decisively you were able to clean out the back half of that map set, it felt, or I should say the back half of those hills for all Cryvor Subzero. I mean, it was what, 90 to 80, something like that at the end of the first set of hills, and we saw it end at not much higher than that for eVasive Prime, unfortunately. And off the start of this search, we do see one down a piece for each side. I mean, that's how they have all started, but look at Exploit all the way back here, gets the timing on to freeze. I mean, that is a really tough player to root on out. Exploit's going to find all three. Oh, wow. Doesn't actually spot Caxter there. So an opportunity in the 1 versus 3 now turned 1 versus 2.
Yeah, I have no idea how neither of those players saw each other there, but it will be Caxter getting one, and now has a chance to clutch. But I mean, that is a not a much of a chance apparently with the sniper action coming out, and a second one on the board now for Cryvor. This time on the defense, looking good so far to start this search. And I mean, just the aggression we saw. I mean, Exploit's not afraid to take those long pinch routes early and often. You got to be watching the flank if you are eVasive here, and we'll see if they do a better job playing the map a little bit better. I mean, it's still very early on, but so far, I mean, I feel like just the pace this entire series that Cryvor has been setting, I mean, it just hasn't really been responded to that well.
Yeah, I have a feeling next time we see a motel side bang out from Cryvor, there's going to be one of those players just punched up towards top blue. Looks like we see one just hard holding from white wall boat area. Naps taking one down with the pre-nade just like that. Caxter finds one over towards the other side as well. Got to be careful as that number 6 player, but Freeze gets another one, and just like that, this round is over and done with. One missed sniper shot closes it out. And honestly, I mean, that was a good rate. I mean, that was a great round, honestly.
Yeah, and that's kind of the round I wanted to see them do for eVasive Prime. I mean, I feel like they've been playing a little bit hesitant, not really, wanting to overextend and give their life away. But sometimes you got to just play as a team and just hit stuff aggressively. And they just put the foot to the gas there. They win all the gunfights. They push up. They get the last one early there. And I mean, there you go. I mean, only down one round now. We'll see what they have on the offense. This is a big round here, honestly. I feel like, if you could tie things up, still definitely possible to try and string even more rounds together if you can get this offense here.
In quick goes eVasive Prime. No wraps being hit. Freeze on in towards Marky. Gets one for free. Naps with a pre-nade. Does get another one. These pre-nades have been so lethal. Freeze should have been spotted by the mid player and does get taken down as such. But it's down to Exploit once again. And I mean, the overrun is there quick and often. eVasive Prime. They'll tie us up here in the search. They look much more, convincing so far on the Scar. I'm curious to see, especially how by the end of this, their ARs are looking.
Yeah, I feel like that was, another round where they just put the pace, behind their step, and they got involved pretty early. And so far, it's been working for them. Nice response, and I feel like that can happen sometimes in search if you're playing a little slow, maybe you're a little stagnant. Sometimes you can get caught off guard, and I mean, Cryvor past couple of rounds got caught off guard in their footing, their defense. We'll see if they can respond back here, tied up at 2, but they will be on offense here and now waiting for the nades to come through. As it's going to be a stack toward A from eVasive, but nades on the other side. eVasive going to get the Kobe for first blood here, and that allows a player to push up as well. Number 6, Freeze, pushing up incredibly aggressively. And number 5 is going to get caught in transition, maybe a little bit overly aggressively, and that's kind of the dangers you play. When you play with pace, when you play with confidence. Number 1, Red, spotted. Caxter, the last one alive as well. Tagged to 60 health here. The Dolphin Dive's going to come out, and Cryvor, I mean, they win the round in style.
Yeah, some nice style points to finish that one up. And I mean, it's a bit of an awkward one for sure. I think that's one that, I don't think either team feels great, but it's weird. I mean, it feels like this Scar, at least to me, after that map 1, felt like it was, I think Cryvor Subzero felt like they were going to run away with it a little bit, in my opinion, but it's been really great work so far from eVasive Prime to stay level, stay in this. I mean, they're obviously down a round right now, but it could have been a lot worse at this point. if they can get a couple in a row here and take a lead, maybe try to bring a lead into the back half of these rounds, it's going to be really, really big. Is another A-side bang out. Surprise, surprise.
I mean, yeah, it's what happens on this map. And Ox, oh, a little aggressive there, and somehow he's still alive and kicking. Going for the bomb plant, has Freeze to watch over him, and now will commit to it. So we'll see if he can get this one down. Already halfway. Freeze going for the cover fire, but get caught in transition there. 3v3, and yeah, an interesting play from Freeze, but now the bomb down. eVasive have a chance to pull this off.
I don't know how you get away with that plant there. I mean, the player top broken has a nade. The player stairs has a nade. There's no trophy down, and still 2 kills roll on through just like that. One in trade from Mass does spot out another, but with where this bomb's planted, that timer is the real enemy. Do like the play to just try to wrap here, but it feels like you just had to fly at them. Wow, actually a great first kill on a Caxter. Spots the second, but this round should be over and done with, unfortunately. Mast will make it that 4th kill, but yeah, that won't put another on the board.
Nice try from Mast. I mean, gets 4 in the round, but just not enough time. And that can happen. Sometimes you get the bomb down. All you got to do is play the clock. And, I mean, so far, great response back from eVasive there. That's all you got to do in search sometimes. You don't have to do anything too fancy. They'll convert the round, and they'll tie things up. So, I mean, 3 apiece here. We're basically starting at square one, and we'll see if Mast can, get anything going this round as well. Because, I mean, he's already halfway to that Hellstorm missile. If he can get a couple more kills, he might be able to earn that.
Yeah, Hellstorm really, really big, it feels like, in the search, especially on a map like this, where it's one of the things that can enable you to go B as an offense. I mean, obviously, we see Cryvor Subzero head up here. That's a great stun from Freeze. Gets a lot of information, usually. It's a little bit more than 1 if you get info towards this B side. You're going to be fully just ironed up and ready to go. You're going to see this tax over the top, but that will be a great car bomb. Good nade from Red to clean out that back-end player. Good kill there from Caxter to still sort of keep things under wraps for eVasive Prime. And they could still look to convert this one. Rest of the players all the way towards blue, though.
Yeah, B push, not exactly the bread and butter, but it does get shut down. eVasive Prime, they play that round so slow. I'm sure Cryvor not expecting the entire team to be all the way in the back of their spawn toward B, but now Cryvor, Red, Wobbles, what do you got? Wobbles gets the first one. Is this Creddy spot going to be Red here? They're right next to each other. Red's going to go for the knife, but he misses the lunge. So close, but so far. Now Wobbles, 1v2, 20 seconds left. And, I mean, he's got to collect the bomb as well. Or maybe he does it. First one's going to fall, but can't read the second one in the corner. That got incredibly close there, Graf, but just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, huge, huge play there from Naps to close it out. I mean, we've seen some huge, genuinely great rounds this series in the search from Wobbles, but just being able to get that timing and pull that one through, I mean, they sort of did what I recommended. Try to pull ahead here into the back half of these rounds, especially a win here would be so, so important. I mean, especially getting onto map point always is, so interested to see how things continue, as it's going to be on the offense once again for eVasive Prime.
On the offense, nade's going to land. Freeze incredibly low, going for the Kobe himself, but Mast able to get the trade quickly, and it's going to be everybody here, basically, for Cryvor. Another one going to be falling. Exploit gets credit for that one. Now 2v2 position. And, I mean, eVasive Prime, they have a lot of time to work with here. They don't need to overcommit, but, I mean, Naps trying to watch the pinch. His teammate is getting flown at, but he's going to get the cover fire. One more to find. Wobbles in market. Going to get flown at here. Low HP and good baiting and switching from eVasive Prime. We'll close out the round there. And they'll be the first to reach map point.
Really, really good round to put on once again. I mean, now it has to be 3 in a row from eVasive Prime if they want to try to pull this one through. I mean, it's tough to say how this will really translate, especially into the Overload. I think the Overload is going to be the big tempo setter for this series, especially with the triple scar. But I said it before, I'll say it again. I think if you're eVasive Prime this series, it's tough, but you might have to just look to maybe Neslo this away. And you're doing a fantastic job at least getting that train rolling here on the search. You just got to be sure to finish a team as good as Cryvor Subzero.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to pull that off here. 1 round away, but Cryvor have been resilient so far, and we'll see if they maintain so. Waffle's going to get the first one, but Nade's going to land. Freeze capitalizes on the first one, gets a double kill back, so 2v2. Nice kills for them to find, and Freeze, not the best stun, but he will live for now. Red and Exploit pretty separated from each other. I'm curious how they're going to approach this because they have a lot of time to work with.
Yeah, Red does still have a nade as well. Could be something they use to turn the tides, but 50 seconds on the board. You'll spot that one, but both players shooting gives basically full information here to eVasive Prime. They're more than happy to let that bomb go down. One player very quick, though, to pop on up and at least try to put some bullets in them as they get on back, but they've sort of realized there's no cutback, there's no anything. It's just a motel side bang out first and foremost. An Exploit, tries to get good bullets through the wall, but does actually find that pistol kill. Wow. If they were able to find those wall bangs, it could have been an absolutely insane clutch, but even still, eVasive Prime, they cleaned it up.
And that's the risk you take, right? I mean, free fire and basically your entire magazine there. Exploit, just no ammo left for the players. So had to use the pistol, and the pistol just wasn't quite enough. So good answer back there from eVasive Prime. They'll tie the series up at 1. And Naps, I mean, having an incredible map, 10-5 from him, doing his thing in that search and destroy. And we will indeed need to see at least 4 maps. So, I mean, the Scar Gauntlet continues here, Graf.
Yeah, this is going to be the next one up that is going to be so important. I mean, the overload is always the big swing, especially in a map set like this. I think bringing it to a raid after what we just saw from the side of, eVasive Prime, they looked really good on the search in general. I think raid, it's going to be hard to say exactly how that style of map plays into what their search provides, but I don't think it's by any means something that they'll heavily struggle on. So really excited to see if we, get there, but it's going to be forcing yourself to that position now. That's going to be difficult if you're eVasive Prime.
I mean, yeah, like we said, I feel like that was a map they needed to win, and they pulled it out. So, I mean, they got a couple of respawns left. We'll see if they can reach that SND here in a moment. They're going to have to try and steal one of these. And you talked about having, a Neslo angle in this series. Well, there you go. Now they've started the journey. We'll see if they can continue it. It's going to be Scar. They got a couple in a row, and I talked about it a little bit ago. I feel like, if they can get this first win on the Scar Search and Destroy, that can start the momentum because you're going to be playing this map a couple of more times here. I'm curious if that's going to have any sort of impact.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like we're going to need a moment or two longer before we get things kicked on off with map number 3. So, when we come back, it'll be our second of 3 guaranteed dens. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. Map number 3 here on Scar Overload. Very interesting to see how things go for this one. I mean, this is, to me, the big swing map between these two squads. eVasive Prime, a lot of pressure on them to convert here.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to do so. Definitely, I feel like a map where they can win, but we'll see if they're able to be shooting their guns and playing the drone resets well here. I feel like the opening breakoff can be everything for you, depending on the sides, but we'll see if eVasive Prime is going to be on the preferred side, and it looks like they will not be. So maybe a rougher first half. We'll see if they're able to hold this here. I mean, these opening gunfights might just be everything. Exploit with a nice little Kobe off the break. We'll get first blood here and back and forth in the kill feed, but it will favor Cryvor. 3 dead. Now Naps position known, last alive, and it's going to be a clean wipe. Cryvor now can push forward.
Yeah, they've got one player, number 2, Exploit, all the way in the back. Does shoot a bit early, finds one, looks for 2, gets it. That'll be one on the board just like that. Cryvor roar to life, and they're looking for more. Huge route and good kill onto Ox there as well from Mast. Red, oh, that would have been such a big win up close. Does still force the spawners out. Now, you find another player top broken there, so Naps towards mid-cut gets cleaned out. It's all down to Ox. This should be number 2 on the board, unless Ox has an absolutely heroic moment, but it's not going to happen. Cryvor, they play the first part of this perfect.
Yeah, and honestly, that death really doesn't matter because you're going to spawn on the drone reset anyway, and he knows it. Exploit with a nice little double with the AR there. And so far, Cryvor, I mean, pick it up right where they left off in the hard point, just showing no mercy. 6 spree for Mass, still has not died, finally able to get cleaned up, but that is 2 scores going through early. And now number 6, I mean, Freeze is in your spawn, but, I mean, you could say the same on the flip side. You got Wobbles to deal with, and he is finally cleaned up, but, I mean, for eVasive Prime, I mean, this has been a tough way to start things.
Yeah, hold on, though. They should get one back here. Mast isn't able to really do anything about that. Needed to work it on the flank quite a bit faster, and you still have players all the way in the back. Look at number 6, Freeze. All of a sudden, the last player alive, though, for eVasive Prime. The rest of them will spawn 18-wheelers. That's going to be a little bit awkward, but you do still get in. Still Freeze all the way in the back, doing a great job of playing spoiler and just doing what they can to stay alive, but will eventually get rooted on out on top of Humvee, but really does a great job there of stabilizing.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to get anything else off of that. It was nice for them to get one back, and sometimes that can happen. The counter cap for counter cap, but it's going to be a 4 dead. Yet again, it's Exploit. I mean, just basically a team ace. Everybody on a spree right now. Exploit going for spawn kills off the top ropes. Ox is going to get a double before falling, but that's going to be number 3 despite all the kills going back eVasive's way. They will clear their base at the very least, but I mean, another score let through. And I mean, honestly, the way things are looking, this is probably going to be a 4 or half where it goes all the way to 4 here.
Yeah, I mean, eVasive Prime, if they can string 3 in a row together, they're not going to, you know, be in too bad of a spot come half 2, but things have not, you know, started well for them. They did a good job to get that counter cap, but feels like Freeze needs to really be able to put this one through. Good lead blocker kill, but it's not quite enough. All the way through comes Caxter from the route of Narnia. Does still get taken down eventually, and I mean, Ox on the doorstep, you're completely surrounded, so looks like it's Cryvor Subzero. It will convert this first defense. Can they stall out long enough for this device to reset, though? The issue is it's going to reset right back up to eVasive Prime. A lot of kills on in through the front door, and there we go. Just like that, a couple kills all you need, and a little bit of a misplay on the map, I'd say, there from Cryvor Subzero, and just like that, we're within 1.
I hate when teams don't grab the drone when it's literally on their doorstep. I feel like even if you're just waiting to play the reset, I feel like you should get it a little bit further out, as Ox is just going to grab it. Speaking of playing the reset, I mean, nobody on Cryvor on that side of the map, and it's just going to be a freebie. Ox delivers his 3rd overload of the half, and I mean, I talked about it going to 4. I wasn't even talking about eVasive, but maybe they took that personally, looking for the reset yet again, and it's going to be 3 dead again. One more player to find, and it's going to be Freeze from the top blue area, putting in the dagger on the half, and what a resurgence from eVasive.
Wow. I mean, hey, I said, oh, if they do get 3 in a row, I didn't think that was going to happen. Full disclosure.
Yeah, me either.
I'm just as shocked as you are, but that was, I mean, it was just a good sequence, but Cryvor Subzero feels like they fell asleep at the wheel there quite a bit. They had a couple of situations where I just think their decision-making as a squad of where they're pathing on the map was just a little off. I mean, we saw it with the device on their doorstep. They sent 2 towards mid that it feels like you're just not able to do that when the device is right there. That's just not something you can afford to do without, you know, a ton of knowledge of where the other team is.
Yeah, and it was maybe a couple of mistakes from Cryvor, but I mean, good slaying from eVasive despite that. I feel like they were getting every kill in the kill feed once they got, you know, that first one going through. So, I mean, this is definitely a team that can hang in the slaying department, and we're seeing it right now. eVasive with the 1-score lead as we head into our second half, and so far, eVasive seem to be on the better end of slaying things off the break here, but Red shutting down the shenanigans, gets a double kill, and he'll back up, wait for his squad. So now, Cryvor pushing forward on the map, trying to get their score in early.
Tough. It's a hellstorm that comes on through from Ox that'll close off a lot of those opportunities early there. Do like that aggressive usage there. I think it's one of the best things you can do with a hellstorm on this map, especially on this side. You can just deny all kinds of mid-control. Wobbles gets 1 and a teammate, though. That sort of puts us back to 50-yard marks, but Subzero a little bit more space to work off of. They got to be careful. Ox is the only one here in time.
What a nade.
Good nade, though, over the top. Caxter gets one on the red as well, so just like that, a whole wave just evaporates.
Yeah, we're basically back to even yet again. Ox is trying to get out, and he will get the first one, but has another one toward top green to deal with. And this positioning from Exploit, yeah, I was curious if they knew he was there. It looks like they did, so he'll get taken down, and now eVasive trying to push forward, but already a minute and a half off of the clock here. so far, nobody really having any significant advantage in this half, and it can be difficult with the drone spawning in the middle, but with 3 dead now, eVasive looking to push, and oh, that's a huge kill from Mass. Stops the push before it can get dangerous, but you still have Ox in your spawn. You got to deal with him soon, because he's able to get 2 kills, and it's going to be the 5th for eVasive Prime. Looking poised, because they still got players in your base.
Yeah, it's all down to Caxter now in deep, just to stay alive here. Freeze with 2 off the reset. Caxter gets 1 in the back as well. Can you get the device in through mid-cut? If so, it might just be another one on the board. One spawns Motel, though. Way out. Might give you an opportunity to just slay wave over wave, but another one taken down, and Caxter cleared on out. Means we do sort of head back to parity here. But in comes Mast quickly, looking for the counter cap through towards that white wall side, but that is just not getting anywhere fast, it feels like.
It feels like eVasive have finally awoken in the slaying department, doing their thing right now. Freeze and Ox doing the most on the map right now in the slaying, doing as much as they can to try and get their team over the line. Still, I mean, a 2-score advantage, but Cryvor Subzero is on the doorstep here. You got Red on the pinch with a nice little Kobe nade. He's going for the second one. He does find an exploit for number 4, and as long as he's able to get through here, that'll be it. Yeah, 1-score possession now, an exploit. Even with the Jaeger, gets another one here, and Cryvor, they're in positioning to play the reset as well.
Yeah, Hellstorm locked in here as well. That could be a huge opportunity to chain this offense. Ooh, those players spawn really far back. Caxter looking to close out a couple of them, but isn't actually able to find anything there from top green. So good clean out regardless from both ends. Neither team really letting their spawn get too out of hand in the second half, but ooh, just like that, Freeze gets on deep, and Naps gets shut down on the goal line by that Hellstorm that we heard coming on in. Freeze just gets a couple more, though. No one can clear him out, and it's another on the board for eVasive Prime.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we listening to comms? Are we playing the game? Everybody just running with their knives out despite just getting spawn killed by the guy top green over and over? Yeah, not sure what the communication was looking like for Cryvor there. They let a couple go through thanks to Freeze's kills and positioning here, but I mean, not out of the woods yet. Still a minute left to play. Definitely plenty of time to get a couple through here, and this should be a guaranteed first one unless some heroics come through. And it looks like it will be stopped. Wow. I mean, just a crazy defense there. I thought that should have for sure been a cap from Cryvor, but I mean, it's good defense coming through from eVasive, but they're not out of the woods yet. Red's still here, so they could still potentially cap this, but this has just been a tug of war at the goal line, and so far eVasive just been coming up clutch time after time, but 4, he goes through, he sneaks it, and it's going to be a 1-score game still. 45 seconds to play.
How? Okay. I mean, that was incredible. So little time left on the clock now for Cryvor Subzero. They're also going to get a little bit of a bonus with OT, but on the doorstep is Naps looking to close out this game. Does get shut on down. It's Freeze in that secondary position. Gets cleared on out as well. So Cryvor, they're mounting here. One player in deep could look to play spoiler. Red gets 1 kill. Another kill comes on through. Hold on. Just to find Ox, Naps, and Freeze. One more across to the goal line. Not able to do it. Good stand firm on the defense, and eVasive Prime should be able to close this one out. They've got to be careful, though. Why is the device running up to Cryvor?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I don't know why they're doing that, but they might have just barely lucked out there. Yeah, that was not the best decision with the drone there, but yeah, at the very least, they did close it out. It got a very hectic toward the end, and I really thought Cryvor were going to be able to do the impossible. I mean, it was a great map from eVasive, but I feel like, you know, they kind of looked out, I feel like, in some of those situations. I'm not going to lie, Graf.
We get another look at this sequence, I suppose. I mean, what you said is exactly correct.
Yeah, sequence. That's a good word for it.
They just all run in with their knives out. No one challenges them. No one puts a bullet. That was a little frustrating to watch for sure. But yeah, a huge map there for eVasive Prime. They take the lead in the series now. It felt like, you know, you mentioned it a couple of times. I'll agree. They got their slaying online there, it felt like, in a big way. Now heading to Hardpoint, they do have a chance to close. Absolute worst case scenario, they've secured themselves the raid map 5.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, they're going to be up in this series now after, you know, kind of unexpected, honestly. I feel like Cryvor, I'm not sure what happened in that map. I feel like they started off really strong and then just let their foot off the gas. And I mean, you can't really give a team like eVasive an inch or they're going to take a mile on you. And I mean, you saw Freeze, I mean, just kind of got the freest kills up in top green, you know, after that sequence, as the clean version will say on broadcast. But I mean, yeah, I don't know what exactly happened with Cryvor. Maybe just the communications were breaking down or something, but It's going to be 2-1 now for eVasive heading into our final scar of the series, and it's going to be a hard point where, you know, let's be honest. I mean, eVasive, they struggled immensely on that Colossus there, Graf. I'm curious if they're going to be able to bring it back now. It seems like their guns are finally online.
Yeah, guns are online at the very least here as we load on into map 4. I mean, it's the last really big opportunity for your ARs to shine. Raid, you can still get some good AR performances, but a lot of the rounds are just dictated around ring bang outs, around mid bang outs. And a lot of that feels like a lot of the time the subs get their opportunity to let loose, but you've got some good opportunities here on Raid to close it out. You struggled pretty heavily in map 1 when it came to the latter parts of the map. I feel like you got to find this consistency early here to try to find yourself an opportunity come the late game.
Yeah, Cryvor, I mean, they haven't really struggled too much in the slang. I feel like just some of the teamwork has, dissolved a little bit since the first map here, and we'll see if they can get that teamwork back online. I will say Colossus maybe not as, teamwork heavy, you could argue, but I would argue it can be too. So they definitely have the capability. We'll see if they're able to pull that out here. So far, it's Wobbles 2-0 start looking for number 3, but runs into a wild Caxter having a great start as well, 3-0 for himself, despite eVasive being on the worst end of sides here. But, I mean, so far, Cryvor, I mean, just locking it down from White Wall. It can be so hard to break this hill from that side.
Yeah, really, really difficult as well. You want to do it as much as you can, especially for P2. It can be nice to have that side. Good first kill there from Ox, but it's a pretty easy trade, and the upside is you spawn them all the way back if you get one wave here for Cryvor, and they look to do exactly that. You get one player freeze that is able to stay up, keeps those players in a little closer, and finds them on the doorstep for P2, but a 42-point P1 out of Cryvor Subzero does feel like it has to be a big response on P2.
Yeah, I'm really surprised eVasive didn't take some routes through plane there as a unit. That's typically what the routes we see when you try and break the spawns for P1, or really just to get them off the hill time at the very least. But it will be them on P2 here, but I mean, they're kind of pinned at the moment. 2 kills going each way for the teams. Pinstripe, kill feed, Wobbles looking for the third one, but he'll back down for the moment, has his teammates support, and there you go, Cryvor. They flip the spawns, they got them right where they want them, just need to win a couple more gunfights, and P2 time will be theirs, and it's a red 3-piece. What movement out of him just locks them all down by his lonesome, and he is not done pushing forward for the spawn kills as well. And I mean, Cryvor, that is a good start you want to see in the hard point, just having your SMGs turn up.
Yeah, it's so nice to be able to break into a hill like P2 off of just one player going insane. Now over to P3, it's Red once again. Does get that initial kill, does get cleaned up this time though, Exploit. Does get the spawns for P4 here as P3 pops, and you're pretty happy about that in general. Gotta be careful though, this player set up on plane hit, he goes a little too high up and gets shut down by Exploit. Down below you go, and taken down as well. Player on P5 does get taken off, as the rest of the side of Cryvor will try to reinforce on P3.
Good lead from Cryvor so far. eVasive, I mean, they rotated this hill, but just haven't really been able to lock down a ton of time. And now Caxter on the pinch has to go big, can't do it. So Cryvor will maintain that spawn positioning for now. And eVasive, they are taking some routes through mid, but it's really just going to be number 6 to do it all. And I mean, he's going to get taken down as well. eVasive with 20 seconds left. I mean, at this point, yeah, the routes maybe a little bit late at this point. You do have Caxter getting around enemy lines, but the rest of his team spawning in Timbuktu. So you got to try and, get across the map without being seen. And Caxter, I mean, mission accomplished, but now you got to get some kills.
Yeah, this one player in the back looks to do a lot here. Exploit towards the top floor. Will have a little bit of a harder time denying spawners, but hits that wrap and finds those kills regardless. 2 for 1 in the feed is good enough to find the flip. 1 spawner in the back as well. Maintains your opportunity on this hill. Exploit and freeze. Meeting, and it is Exploit on top. 2 for 1 once again. Caxter with 1 trade. Needs to go big here towards this top floor. At least try to deny spawners. You won't be able to do that, and now you're caught. You will get 1 onto red. Good timing to find. Where does he spawn in, though? Can you try to deny it? Answer is no once again. So it feels like you're not really converting off of a lot of these kills you're finding if you're eVasive Prime.
Yeah, not exactly the best life there. I mean, Caxter got a couple of kills, but I didn't really love exactly how he played that. Maybe he could have played it a little bit cleaner and played more for the, getting them off the hill time there. But I can understand why. I mean, he's trying to help his teammates try and get toward the hill, so it's, maybe understandable. But, I mean, eVasive Prime not having a great start here. Cryvor, I mean, just absolutely dominating at the moment. 120 points up on their opponents. But, I mean, eVasive Prime, they are all rotated toward P5, but this is going to be one hell of a money hill here I mean, for eVasive to really get themselves back in the game here, because this is starting to get out of hand here.
Yeah, out of hand is right. I mean, it's an 100-point lead once again on a hard point for Cryvor Subzero. In comes the Hellstorm of Exploit to look to sort of clean things up here a bit on the P5. Still in close comes Freeze on the spawn. You're pretty happy about that if you're eVasive Prime. You do need to really start building time here quickly, it feels like. You can find some, pretty good comebacks on Scar. It feels very difficult, though, a lot of the time.
I mean, you can, but I mean, you got to be rotating and shooting well right now. I mean, it's been tough going so far for eVasive. This is really the first hill I feel like they've held for a significant portion of time. And I mean, we talked about it, the significant portion. I mean, it's only been like 20 seconds right now. I mean, there's just 20 seconds of white time right now. Nobody even soaking for eVasive. They're trying so desperately to push through that nobody was even able to get a ton of that scrap time. So, I mean, yeah, maybe some mistakes coming through and maybe just some rough performances so far. I mean, Ox and Naps, double negative right now. Looking at them to step it up here as into this second set of hills here, because I mean, this is really just been Cryvor's playground, this map.
They've been slaying out really, really nicely. Couple off the break, though, towards the P1 once again for eVasive Prime. Can they flip them up? Yes, they can. Great sequence there. And they can keep them locked all the way up here and soak a lot of time on P1. We saw something similar from Cryvor Subzero the first time around. This time, though, like you mentioned, we do see that white wall wrap. It does get shut down by Naps. Now up close, Freeze gets one as well. So eVasive Prime, they stay pretty much locked in here on this P1.
And I'm glad to see that eVasive Prime, they abandoned a lot of that P5 scrap time, and, they prioritized the spawns for P1. And I'm glad to see that it actually worked out here, because, I mean, this is a hill where you can get a lot of time, probably even more so than P5, if you can set up like they have. So, I mean, it's good for them that they're able to at least shut it down here, but we'll see if they can lock down the P2. They struggled a little bit holding it last time, and, I mean, Cryvor, they're set up for it as well, so it's going to be a hard break coming through. Caxter able to get one in transition. Naps, nice shots, actually, on masked mid-air there, so eVasive now a chance to break, and they'll get all the kills here, so, I mean, hey, they've cut the deficit in half now.
Yeah, really nice opportunity. Freeze has been having an absolutely incredible map. One of the big reasons we've seen eVasive Prime be able to pull us back into this as much as they have. They were down over 100 before, and now only down about 40. They do get taken off the P2 momentarily. Up top, though, Naps stands big with a good kill. Caxter in through mid. Does get cleaned on up after just one, but Mast, does actually find that second one. Looking for number 3. Does get the team shots from behind, so it will be Cryvor Subzero the break at the end. They will get P4 side here as well, worst case scenario, but still going to be tough to see for this P3.
Yeah, I mean, despite the late break from Cryvor there, I mean, eVasive, I mean, on the prowl now. They have a chance to get back into this one. Freeze turning up in the slaying department. I feel like really everybody from eVasive has turned up in the slaying department. Ox and Naps were having rough ones. They've turned up now. And we're, I mean, still at that 50-point deficit, but definitely still doable here. But you got to try and win this P3 rotation. You got Wobbles behind enemy lines, able to get one, but his teammates are spawning out. So Wobbles, a big job to do here. Gets some tags, but has players off of spawn. He gets one, almost getting the second one with the pistol. Maybe a little bit eager with that one, but Cryvor, I mean, they don't have the spawns, but still 30 seconds to claim on this old time, and I mean, the scrap, it adds up, because now Cryvor close to winning here.
And a couple more on the board, just like that. One in towards Plainhead. He shouldn't really be able to do too much. The last one alive, and pretty easily able to... they read the flip really nicely there, actually. Mast, I thought Shirley was going to die, but we'll be able to pop on up, and now you're on the power position on the Plainheady. You're more than happy to just fall on back. I love just holding Wobbles there to try to play life. Maybe find one, maybe find two here, but does get taken down. You're more than happy with that if you're Cryvor Subzero.
Yeah, and I mean, the flip at the perfect time. I mean, I talk about it all the time. 20 seconds around that time is really when you want to try and flip for new, but red with another 3-piece. I mean, just off a spawn, rips them all on the OE, backs up, goes for the other OE, watches it here with the help of his teammates, and so far, I mean, Cryvor have just looked like a well-oiled machine on this hard point here, looking to try and close it out, and you still can on this P4, mind you. So eVasive, I mean, they have to try and get in and contest some of this hill time, but they end up will. Wow, Naps, I mean, a nice route from him, gets the players on hill, spawns his entire roster here, so, I mean, just unfortunate timings, but eVasive, they capitalize.
A really good opportunity. If they're able to soak this, I mean, a P5 chain is by no means easy, but they flip on out over there. 20 seconds still to fight for here on the P4. And Ox doing their best to play the life best they can, but actually does pick up one there towards the back end. Regardless, wow, one still spawns all the way back there. Caxter gonna unfortunately spawn out towards Old. You do a really good job, though, on the map here this whole time from a eVasive Prime, though, to keep them hemmed all the way in the back.
And Caxter looking for this player. He knows he's going to spawn at all, but just can't find him. Wobbles gets the credit for that one, but eVasive are on new. They got the spawns for the moment. How long can you hold it? You got a wild exploit in top green. He knows there's going to be a player here holding the iron, but he loses the gunfight. It's Freeze. 36 for him on the map. Another 3 dead. And I mean, eVasive. I mean, you talked about the comebacks on Scar here, Graf. We might be seeing another banger comeback on this one. 30 seconds still to get on P5, and eVasive, you can take the lead on this hill.
Yeah, a lot of players towards P3 get ripped to shreds as well. Cryvor Subzero will be spawning as a unit. Mast grabs one from that cheeky angle from mid. A lot of players in behind. Caxter mows down one, looks for more. Does get cleared on out there, surprisingly. Thought they would be good for at least 2. So you do well if you're Cryvor Subzero to stay in position for the P1. It will be the lead there for eVasive Prime. But this can be the blunder you get put on P1 if you're not careful. Love the immediate white wall wrap here. Do you read it? No, you win the fight. Huge one there from Freeze. Who else?
Yeah, maybe an overshell coming through, and it's going to be 3 dead. Yet again, eVasive. I mean, Cryvor had him in the Omega spawn trap, but just maybe some scams coming through, and now it's going to be eVasive on the hill, but the spawns haven't flipped yet. You still need to try and push through if you're eVasive here, because Cryvor can't contest P1 pretty easily on this side, but you got to win the gunfights to get there, and with 3 people toward white wall, you could definitely shut them down, especially with Caxter on this route yet again. He's going to find another one on the hill, looking for number 4. It's just going to be Exploit left last alive, and you could win it on P1 if you're eVasive here. The split spawns coming in as well with time winding down, so Cryvor, they got to try and set up for new as well. You can't just stack all your eggs in this P1 basket, but they will get all the kills, and I mean, honestly, a great time to do so, but this, yeah, I don't know where Red is going.
That was, yeah, Red is a little, I mean, that's part of the reason they spawn all the way back there. You pinch your teammates by going for a route like that. You have to pray you find a fast break repinch on here, or this game is over. That route might just cost you. A couple seconds left. It has to be a perfect contest, but you're not there in time. eVasive Prime.
Wow.
Steal away this series from right under Cryvor Subzero's nose. And what a series it was.
Yeah, I honestly, the way that started, I didn't think that comeback was going to be possible, but just some great turn-ups. I feel like Freeze, I mean, we talked about him on this team being, you know, the lead slayer. I mean, he absolutely proved it in this map. You know, AR player on an AR map, go figure, dropping hella numbers in this one. And I mean, really, the Catalyst, 46 kills, 5,000 damage, and 37, that's the big one, 37 non-traded as well. So that means every time he gets the kill, really, I mean, he's playing his life so well. So, I mean, just a great comeback and resilience from eVasive Prime, and they're going to take the dub right out from Cryvor's noses.
Wow. That is just a incredible map 4. Could not have asked for more on that one. I mean, that was a over, I think it was what, a 110-point comeback, and you won by, I mean, almost, what, 30 or 40 there.
40 plus, I think, or 30 plus.
That is just a fantastic performance. I mean, there's no other way to describe what we saw there out of eVasive Prime. They did a fantastic job in that one. I thought they would have had to Neslo that one. It looked like it for so long, even in that map 4, but they turned up when it mattered most.
Yeah, it's just 2 maps in a row. I feel like Cryvor, they just kind of threw away, where they started off really hot. I could argue, you know, maybe more so the hard point than that overload, but I mean, both of those maps, they were up, you know, a couple, especially, you know, in the hard point, they were up big. In the overload, they were up a little bit going into that half, and I just felt like, I don't know what happened, and maybe it's a comms thing, maybe it's just eVasive turning up in the slaying department or something, but just something wasn't clicking there for Cryvor in those last 2 maps, really, and it's going to be eVasive taking the win tonight, and, you know, not exactly, you know, one we probably could have called here.
Yeah, that's not how I thought it would play out, at the very least, 100%. So we are going to have another one here later tonight in about, I believe, 25 minutes. We might see if we can get them to start a little earlier. Not 100% sure on that just yet. So be sure to drop a follow and stay tuned. We're going to catch you later on with that one. Peace out.
See you in a bit.